everybody, welcome to another Ask Nerida Joy video. And I know you all know who my model is here today, Kelly. She is a familiar face to us, and we are so happy that she came back to talk to us today. It has been 1 month that I've been working with Kelly's skin. We have we done 2 or 3 facials?
3.
3 facials, okay. So 3 facials she's had. She looks so great, and I am so excited to see her skin. When she walked in tonight, I said to her, look at these old photos here we had of your skin, and she was just like, oh my gosh. It's so nice to see how it makes her feel, and just it's so great for me to see her skin and see the quality of her skin improve so much. And it was, it was hard, and she will tell you, as we were talking before we came back here in front of the camera, it's painful going through extractions. And when I first started her first treatment, it took me about 2.5 hours just to extract her skin. And I couldn't even get to everything because I just got the bulk of what I could. But the little tiny blackheads, I couldn't even get to them because it was just so much else that I had to remove. And she had so many bumps under her skin, and I've talked, and I explained in the last video that Kelly mostly had a lot here on her cheek area, which was the small intestine, which is the small intestine. And then as it starts to spread down into the large intestine, so you could see under her neck, she had a lot of bumps under there as well. So this is all as a result of she liked her dairy. And now she's being very different, and I can see it in her skin because she doesn't have those bumps coming up under her skin. And it's so nice when I touch her skin and I work with her skin. It's like, oh my gosh, your skin is so smooth. And she's really nipped that in the bud, which is great because that dairy just did not work for her. And as I said in the previous video, what's so great when you have to understand when foods don't work for your body, that means that it's affecting you in a way that's not healthy. So your skin, being the largest organ of elimination, is just showing all of us what's going on the inside. So you have to understand that her body not digesting dairy was just really going to cause a problem for her later in life. And she did mention in her last video too that her dad has cholesterol. Had a cholesterol problem. So, we come into this world with weakened organs, and of course, all that extra dairy, and, whether she was having a lot or not, which she wasn't having an abundance, is what she told me when we went over her diet, that it just wasn't working for her. So that shows in these little bumps coming out on the skin, these little white bumps, and it was a lot to extract. So that first session was a lot of extraction. Facial number 2, it was less extractions, and what was great from my point of view, being that I'm working on her skin, is that I could see she was cutting back on dairy because there wasn't the new activity coming up underneath, which was so great. So every time she would come in, I'm just like, wow, she's really looking good. But this is what you can do in a short time if you're, number one, having your treatments. Unfortunately, having an oily skin, you have to have cleanings done, you have to have extractions done. It's really important. So, having the extractions, you can see quick results very fast when you start working, and they're having extractions, they're doing their home care regimen. And on top of that is that she's really cutting back on her diet with the dairy and the fatty foods that, in her case, dairy, that was really causing a lot of problems on her skin. So I am so happy to see her skin right now. I happen to know some people that work with her, and they have also said to me they just can't believe how much better her skin looks. I know when she came in last time too, she's not wearing foundation like she was wearing, and just her skin, the quality of her skin, her pore size is smaller. Her skin just looks really pretty. So going forward, I said to Kelly today, I'm not going to do a treatment on you today, but what I am going to do is explain the process of what we've done over the last month. And then what we're going to do when she comes back again, and we're going to film this again, I'm going to start working on a little bit. She still has a little bit of scarring. She will always need extractions because she is an oily skin. So, you know, blackheads, that's always going to be there. But of course, you know, keeping that at bay is just by using your home care regimen. That keeps your pore size small. It keeps the blackheads, the bacteria, dead cells, and sebum that builds up inside a blackhead. It keeps it all much smaller, so her skin will be much better and going forward. And then, so next time we're going to work a little bit on the scarring. We're going to start doing maybe a little bit of peeling. I'm going to see how she's going. I'm introducing a new product to her to start using at home. The one thing about, you know, we give our clients products to use at home, but then once their skin starts to improve, we have to upgrade the product to go with their skin. So I will be introducing another home care product for Kelly to take home and use at home from now. And that's just, I mean, her skin is just so much better. It's so much healthier. It's so much smoother. It's just, she looks really good.
Thank you.
So I think, so that's what I really want to go over today, was explain, you know, with Kelly's, her treatment, her home care regimen, you see what I've done, what products I've used on her in treatment. You can also see the home care regimen I've done. If you are interested in finding out what it is, the actual product and the procedure that I've done, I have verbalized it. But if you're interested in seeing more, you can email the educateyourskin@gmail.com. We will send you a sheet showing you what she has, the products that I've used on her in treatment, and the different products that she's been using for home care. So if you are interested in that, then I can provide that for you. So we've had an enormous amount of people ask for products, and you know, what did you give Kelly to take home, and what is she doing, and what are you doing? So rather than go over it all constantly, as I try to not talk too much about product, as I'm an educator and I want to teach people about skin, and I want, you know, you all to understand the importance of just taking care of your skin, and why, you know, why certain products work and why certain products don't work. So one of the biggest factors being that we took you off a foaming cleanser.
Yeah.
You were using a foaming in the beginning, and most people with really oily skin, as Kelly has, most people are using a foaming cleanser, which sets up that dry slate, and it just creates such a problem. So if you can, and you know, see Kelly's skin, I don't know how well you can see it through the camera, but her skin really looks amazing from when I first started working with her. So thank you for allowing me. She was such a trooper, because she allowed me to extract her skin, and it's painful, and I felt so bad, but I said, hang in there. She was a trooper, so I'm very grateful that we were able to get through it really quickly, and you look great. Your skin is beautiful, and it's so healthy. That's what makes me feel really good when I look at your skin. It's like, oh my God, her skin is going to heal really quickly.
Yeah.
It just looks so good. So
I love it.
Thank you for being a trooper, and this is what you get as a result. So Kelly, I know a lot of people think that when you have a problematic skin or any kind of condition, that you need a bunch of products. And I wanted to ask you in front of the camera, so that you can say just how simple your regimen, your home care regimen, has been. It hasn't, you know, it doesn't have to be a whole bunch of things that one is using on their skin to make the skin better. But what you do use on your skin is very specific, and that's why you have to be able to diagnose skin. So for all you Esties out there, I said this last time in the video, you must know your products. You must know what you're working with. Know your products, know what's inside your products, know how they work on the skin, so that you can get the best results for your clients. And as with Kelly, if how many products are you using at home? What's your home care regimen? How many?
Four.
Yeah.
So
see how simple it was. So when someone comes into me that has a problematic skin, often what happens is they've used so much on their skin, they've stripped their skin so much, it's so dehydrated, it's so surface dry, and they have so much, and it's so frustrating because they've been to somebody and they've got a selection of products from this person, and they go to somebody else, and then they've got a selection of products from that person. And it's really frustrating because they're still not seeing results. And what's really important is that You have to, keep your regimen simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. But what is really important is that you're using products that are working on your specific condition. So in Kelly's case, her skin was very sensitive, very congested, very surface dry. So she needed the extractions. We needed to get her off her foaming cleanser onto a good non-foaming cleanser. She needed to know how to cleanse her skin correctly at night, and that is twice, first cleanse being with a washcloth. She had to have healing products on her skin that were going to help balance her pH so that she wasn't going to be that oily, but she also had all the congestion underneath. So we needed her to have the healing products, a very light serum that had a little bit of your alpha hydroxy acids in it. Again, it is a complex of your alpha hydroxy acids. It was the Rejuvi AHA serum that I had her on, and that was all she was able to use at the moment. And being a complex of AHAs, that's your glycolic, your lactic, your malic, your tartaric, and citrus. Again, they're all different molecular size and weight, and they go to different levels in the skin. So when you are working with acne, you have to work with all the levels in the skin. You have to work from the inside out, because if you're just drying out the outer layer, you're still going to have a scar there, and you're still possibly going to have a pit. So you need to work from the inside out. And I always say it's like when you build a house, you can't just have a really strong roof. You've got to have strong walls, and you've got to have a good foundation. And when you're working with the skin, so that in a month or a couple of months, when you see Kelly on the street, and if she said to you, 4 months ago I had acne, you would look at her and say, no way, there is no way you had acne. Because if you work with the skin correctly, you will never know anybody had acne. If you try to cheat and you maybe take a drug that is sold for acne, it will dry up everything underneath, and you'll be left with those lumps and bumps underneath the skin. And of course your skin the oil's going to be dry, but it's not going to be a skin that you look at it and go, wow, her skin's gorgeous. So the difference is it takes a little longer, but if you want to treat your skin and treat it in a way where your skin looks gorgeous and look like you've never had acne, then you have to do it correctly. So this is what's really important. So Kelly's regimen was really simple, and that's what it has to be, and until it gets to a certain place. And then, as I said, today I'm going to introduce one more product for her, and all of this you can read about and look at what I'm doing. If you go to educateyourskin.com, there is a sheet. It's actually called Kelly's treatment. So it's very easy to follow, and you'll know exactly what to do. So again, is there anything that you wanted to ask me before I see you again in a couple of weeks for your treatment?
No.
Look how gorgeous you look. So thank you again for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.
I'm Kelly, and before I saw Nerida, my skin was horrible. Like, my mom would feel my skin, like my face, like my cheeks, and she'll be like, oh, it's a Rocky Mountain. Or she'll call me like bumpy face. So how I would hide it, I would cake up my face with like foundation, powders, whatever was out there that it would kind of look smoother. And one day in class, this girl came up to me and was like, hey, like, I was looking for you. I want to help you with your skin. I kind of got offended because I thought all that caking with the makeup would hide it, but she could see through it. And she's like, I can help you with your skin, get it all smooth. And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, I don't have to start, like, I can stop caking my face. I had problems with my skin since, I think, high school, like probably 15, 14. I would just get bumps, and it wasn't acne, it was just like whiteheads and all that. And I would pick at it until it gets like bloody and scabby, and walked around with scabby face, and then I put makeup on top of it. And then it got worse senior year. It ended up being actual acne, and then I would cake it on again, which you should let it breathe. Don't cake on stuff on your acne. Everyone in my family has really nice skin. My mom don't have acne, my dad don't have acne, my brother don't have acne, he's a teenager. And I was the only one. I was like, why am I the only one to have acne? And I ate way healthier than anyone in my family as well. I didn't know where it came from. Like, everyone had nice skin in my family. So since I'm very pale, it will be super red. So I will buy makeup. This is like color correction. I'll use the green one because green hides the redness away, and then cake it with foundation. It was really bumpy as well, so I will like purposely just go over that until it looks smoother. So having that kind of acne made me feel like gross, because I had to cake on makeup just to feel pretty about myself. I will watch like commercials of girls and I'll see them say like, oh, I have no makeup on, and their skin will be so nice, and I'm like, no, that's not me. When I first met Nerida Joy, I was kind of intimidated because she looked really nice and put together, and I'm right here like with crazy hair and piercings and stuff with bumpy face, and I was just like, okay. And I met her right before, like, actually I met her right when we were taking the video. So there was just this little room and cameraman and just lights at me, and then she got the magnifying glass and was putting my face and showing my pores. Having my skin put under the lamp made me feel really like uncomfortable and gross. After high school, I started taking care of my skin. I would go to Sephora and just ask anyone like, hey, I have a problem here, like, can you help me with my skin? And they'll be like, are you on your period? And I'm like, yeah. And they'll say, it's just the hormones, like, just use this face wash. And I would go to like Nordstrom or just ask anyone that just worked there that had no idea about skin, and just be like, you just need to like exfoliate or moisturize, and I'm like, I do that. It's not working. And then I started going to get facials. When I would get facials, I would get them weekly. I will break out right after a facial. Like the next day it will pop up a pimple. And when I ask, it will be like, oh, it's normal. Like, after a facial, you should have a pimple popping up because we're going deep down in there that it just want to come out like after a facial. When I first met Nerida and she started working on my skin, I learned about my skin type, about my pores, how easy it is to get clogged. I learned that I was allergic to dairy. Like, that was mind blown, because I love dairy. Like, I eat dairy every single meal, basically. Coffee in the morning with milk. Let's say a sandwich has cheese. And then since I am Mexican-Italian, Mexican, just everything cheese. Italian, everything cheese. That was the hardest thing to give up, was the cheese. I now drink my coffee black, which is really weird. I just avoid cheese, anything. The other day I was craving ice cream. I had to go to Whole Foods and get almond milk ice cream. When I stopped eating dairy, I felt really good. I changed milk for almond milk. I'll change it sometimes for soy, rice, etc. I felt good because I didn't feel as bloated as I would after drinking like a hot chocolate. When I saw the before photos of my face, it was disgusting. I couldn't believe like that was me. I was like, oh wow, my face is very nice now. My mom used to touch my face and be like, oh, it's Rocky Mountain. And now she's like, it's so smooth. My boyfriend the other day was kissing my cheek and he's like, the texture is different. I feel good because I don't cake up my face, as you can see. I'm very light on the powder. Yeah, I feel really good now. I'm so happy with my results.